Okay, so I love GoPro. Do you see my eyes rolling? My GoPro that had recorded me doing the empennage fairing for the vertical stabilizer, well, it died and it said, oh, there's nothing on the memory card. So I will try to explain what I did because I don't have video of me doing it. So basically, vertical stabilizer, it goes in the top part. See, vertical stabilizer goes in here like this. And then what you have to do is you do a straight line perpendicular to this, straight up this way. And you cut that part so it's nice and it's a perfect square there. And then what they have you do is you get a piece of metal out and you lay down some fiberglass, two things of fiberglass thick, because it's going to get put into that back part to seal that off. And so you'll cut it down to fit it in there. That's what I'll be doing today. And then I also put in the metal backing on this guy, and now I just need to get my epoxy it ran a little bit, so not a big deal there. So I'll sand that down and it should be fine. And then that will be good to go. Then we'll put it in the vertical stabilizer so we make sure we have the right distance there, like whatever that distance is needs to be right. And then I will mark it on this guy, and then we'll cut this guy out, tape him to there, and then flip him over, and we'll use some smaller strips of the fiberglass, and we'll fiberglass him in there so he's becomes a permanent fixture of that vertical stabilizer. And then the rudder piece, this part right here on the rudder, it will fit right up against it. It'll go like this. So can you see that? It'll go like this, and be hopefully nice and pretty. So that's all the stuff I did. It's like 3 hours worth of work, but you don't get to see any of that video. So all you get is me talking about it. But Brad should be here shortly, and we will get busy putting this thing together and sanding it up and making it right. So have fun.
Howdy everybody, welcome back. This is Empennage Fairings video number 5. Brad and I are working on the vertical stabilizer empennage fairing. Sanding it down, trying to get it to fit right. There is a lot of sanding and a lot of you just work at it a little bit at a time. It's much different than the riveting of the metal parts together. It's a more finesse than its actual construction. So it's kind of weird. It's very interesting. It's different part of building the plane anyway. So basically what we're trying to get there is I had put some metal strips in there so that the rivets, the pop rivets, when you put them in there, they have something to kind of grab against, because the fiberglass itself would probably be fine, but once you do the dimples in that fiberglass, there's not a whole lot left for the cleat or for the rivet to actually hold on to. So I epoxied some just strips of thin aluminum in there. And there, I'm just showing you that it lines up nice and straight. Looks pretty good in there. It's pretty awesome how it looks once it's all done. So you won't see that in this video, but the next one you will. And then what they had you do is get your 2 sheets of fiberglass and your epoxy, and you create a back for that piece, and it goes down farther than the back of that fairing, so it actually fits inside the vertical stabilizer by a half inch or 5/8 of an inch, whatever it is. And then what they have you do is they say epoxy that thing in there, and so that's what I'm doing. And I'm using the absolute wrong tool to shove those things in there. I used my file. That is not the correct tool to use, by the way. I don't know why I did that. It was there and handy, and so I used it. So I don't know if you guys do that, use the wrong tool just because it's there. It was stupid of me. I don't know why. And then I had to clean it off, and it was a pain in the butt, but that's neither here nor there. Just fair warning, use the right tool for stuff. That's why I bought like 1,000 of those little stir sticks, the little wood tongue depressor things. I have like 1,000 of them, but oh no, genius Brandon, he goes and gets his file to move that stuff in there. What an idiot. I can't believe I did that. So let me share a joke with you. So what do you call the security guards for Samsung? Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh, oh.
Okay. So I sanded a whole bunch of stuff. Didn't think you guys would want to see that. So I sanded that guy, and well, I will say the entire plane is a learning experience. So I was taking my rudder and attaching it to my vertical stabilizer, trying to get those hinges hooked in there, and I was just using whatever bolt, any 3-bolt would work. I was just trying to get it lined up. I got that one in. That one's not in, but it's close, and then this one's kind of far away, and the reason why is because I'm touching right here. And going back and reading the instructions, which sometimes are a little confusing, sometimes I'm just stupid. It just depends. It says to add this back piece on so it's flush here, and as you can see, my cut here was flush. Also, going back through the instructions, and this is where those of you kids that think you won't ever use geometry in your life, this is where I actually used it. It says to have a 90-degree angle. Let me point it out here with my marker. So it says to have a 90-degree right here. So that and that needs to be 90 degrees, which I'm really doggone close. I mean, I'm off a little bit, but not by much. And then in doing that, I need to move this back a ways so that when I add my 2 sheets of fiberglass onto the back side of it, like it says to do in the instructions, it actually ends up on the end of this and not past it like it currently is. And that will give me, if you look here, a goodly amount of space so I can move that in. And then if you ask me, this guy needs trimmed down a little bit too. So that's just me. All of this fiberglass stuff is new to me, so we'll see what we can do. We'll have fun. See ya. Bye.
So this is later that day when I had worked on it. So I have the piece, I guess the backer piece that's in there. You can kind of see it sticking out. It's taped on the back there. And then I kind of got smart and I made a wedge out of some styrofoam that holds it at the correct distance apart. So I didn't have to mess with that. So I made it looks just like a wedge basically, and I just shoved it in until the distance was the correct thing, and then I knew I was far enough, and then that held it at the right distance while I was doing everything else. And then I shine a light in your eyes, so that's awesome. Boy, this video, I'm telling you, you guys should ask to get your money back. Holy moly. And then this is the last part of this particular video. And all I'm doing here is sanding that back piece that I fiberglassed in there. And that's all I really did in this video. I mean, it's shocking how long it like takes to do stuff, and you got to let it dry, and then you got to sand it, and then you got to add some more stuff, and then do some stuff, and then let it dry. It's very time consuming. So there's a lot of work that went into that simple little back piece that ended up on the back of that fairing. So there you go. That's pretty much it for this video. I end up sanding it. You do see me wearing my personal protective equipment. And I didn't before, and I should have, and I probably going to have lung cancer or something. But hey, I guess you learn, live and learn. Anyways, have fun, subscribe, like the videos. Talk to you later. Bye.